It's good to see you guys. Yeah, a lot of emotion with this one. So appreciative uh, and thankful for just all of our seniors. I can't, I can't put it into words. Just the growth that we've seen in them, all of the adversity that they've felt. I wish we'd send them off in with a win. But there's boys right now that are going to leave us that are leaving a legacy of fighting and of not accepting stuff and not being defined by people and outside things. And it's just I'm so proud. If a lot of you guys are parents and you'd want your kid to be uh, stand up for themselves and self reliant and you know um, that's what we were able to do with this senior group throughout just all the winning and the losing, and so I'm gonna miss them. I think I think of this game it's just way too many mistakes, and it's just so unfortunate. There hasn't been a game like this in a while. We've played complementary football, and this was not that. I think you take away just one of the mistakes that we had, and then we're going to go, win the game at the end of the game. And so I think that kind of puts in perspective just the fight that the guys had and the care factor they had. It's just, I told them at the end, we've been able to, this senior group has scrapped and fought and clawed and you know, to get us from really no level to a certain type of level. Um, this was an opportunity to get to another level, and we didn't do it. And so I think the guys that are returning, I think are are in an opportunity where they can do that for us. And I think the lesson with that is like all of the whatever is on the outside, whether it's the positive or it's the negative or it's the hype or it's just whatever it is, has nothing to do with the actual outcome of a game. And I think that's probably a lesson learned for our team. Take any questions you guys got.
And LSU scored 34 in the first half. You mentioned some of the mistakes. I know you'll want to go back and look at the film. But could you pinpoint like what some of the breakdowns were, why they were running, had receivers running free?
Well, there wasn't a bunch. I don't know if there's. I thought there was kind of just one on one. We were getting beat. I think it was more than that. That's really what it was. I think there was one where there was a guy running free, and we were in. We were in. It was a nub. It was tight trips, and we were in a two roll coverage, and we had a call. We're going to pass off the tight end and the number three receiver because they're in that formation. They only run one route, and the sidelines calling it, and I think even the guy on the field was calling it, but he didn't get it to the other guy that would need to pass it off, and so there was a guy running free on that. That was really frustrating. But outside of that, I thought they were exploiting our corners on especially to the field, and so I think in the early first half we were playing kind of base stuff, kind of stuff that fits the schematics, not stuff that like protects people. In the second half, we played stuff that protects people, and so then you got more runs because of the lighter boxes, and then you got more screens, and we'd have to tackle better on some of those screens, and so I think a lot of those were the same people that we were protecting in the first place. So I think there's a whole area there that for us to kind of break through this other level we got to get to, we have to immensely play better than what we're really what we did all season long. And so this was reflective of our season a little bit, the play back there.
Special teams breakdowns surprise you?
It did, yeah. It did, yeah. Yeah, I think we're I think going into it we knew that most dangerous returners that we played all year long, and really since my tenure here, most dangerous returners. And so this was no secret and we struggled, throughout the year, even in conditions and all the other thing. We've been able to kick it in the end zone, and we were not able to do that in this game for whatever reason, and so we had to resort to kind of pop up kicks and everything else to try to be able to negate that. Um, then I thought at the very end, Micah Gifford is a hell of a player, and he's going to be, he's immensely talented, and his care factor is just so incredible. He's been really one of the MVPs for us on special teams this year, and I think just his care factor and just how much he loves Baylor and how much he gives to football is just so. He moved them from offense to defense because of his physicality and just all the things. And so for him to get the penalty at the end, I think it's going to take him a while to get over it, but I think he's going to be better for it. And so it's just this stuff that we hadn't done. We hadn't been close to making those types of mistakes, and so it's way frustrating that it happened on today in the stage, this moment.
Was there any thought in the third quarter, those 2 4th-down plays that didn't succeed, the Ashton touchdown that was called back, and then the bad snap? Was there any thought between you and Spav to kick field goals in those moments?
No, we were down so much and then we were moving the ball so well that what it ends up becoming is, well, like at the end, right, where it's like, hey, we got to score, and then we got to get an onside kick, and then we got a Hail Mary, so like all that stuff's kind of worked out in terms of time and in terms of hey, there could be some crazy stuff happens, but if crazy stuff doesn't happen, we need touchdowns and not field goals. And so we were never able. You take away you have the pick six, and you have the return. That margin of error, we were really never able to get on the other side of it, and so we're always kind of fighting that number. And so we needed touchdowns.
Every senior class leaves some sort of legacy. What do you believe that the legacy of this senior class will be?
Fighting, I think that there's guys that had chances to leave and didn't leave. I think there's guys that had chances to be defined and fought to not be defined. I think there's guys that they grew up a lot, matured a lot, and let us in and let us affect their lives in a positive way. And so I just think, it's crazy, man. All of the emotions and all of the, I wish all of it was like this, so it's just for us, it's been too much like this, but I think those guys were a part of all of that. And so to come out better than when we found them is a cool thing.
Coach, y'all accomplished a lot this season. Looking into next season, what are you most looking forward to about next year's Baylor Bears team?
Well, I think this was an opportunity. Like I mentioned, we're on the success we had. That winning streak was an opportunity to get some positivity around us and some feel good around us. But this game was an opportunity to kind of take all that and get to a whole other level. And I think the moment was too big for us. And so I think the opportunity with this group coming back is to focus their efforts and kind of harden their skin. And so whether it's praise, criticism, any of that, don't get in. And so that we can be more efficient in what we do. So we get to these moments again, we burst through that ceiling.
Guys did not convert a 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
Are some of those when you're running Dawson on 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 6 or whatever? Is that predicated on the fact
Yes.
that they're playing on going?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And so I think when they knew we were throwing it, which with the score the way it was, there's the majority of the game is that way. But then their pass rushers are in. They're playing two man. They're it's the deck is stacked that way. When you can try to loosen them up by, hey, it looks like it's a pass and it's a run, and now maybe that rusher is a little bit slow getting off. Now maybe the coverage isn't as tight because they can't turn their backs and run with a guy, and so there's that, you know. So I think that was kind of, and then we were getting 5-6 yards with it, but you'd like to be able to get more. We were never really able to do that today.
How about losing Bryson? How bad did that compromise your run game?
Yeah, he's a huge part. So he had a head injury early, and just a huge part of our offense. And I think there's a physicality that comes with him, and I think guys feed off of him when he's playing. His style. It becomes our style. I think Dawson. I thought did a good job. And his style is different. There's such a patience. And then kind of a burst or a slip and slide here and there. And so I think, as a change of pace initially, guys were fitting hard and coming downhill like they would with Bryson. But with Dawson, he's cutting it back and slipping out the back door and the whole thing. And so I thought there was some good with that. It's nice to have the depth that we have in that room.
Hey, what was the Baylor crowd like, and how much did y'all feed off of that?
Oh, yeah. It was, all throughout the lead up to this, we had heard that there was going to be a great turnout when the buses parked and were walking through. The people at the bowl were going, "You guys have so much more people than LSU," and so when I went on the field, you could just hear it and see it. So I'm so appreciative, and I wish we could have got them a win. But it's so cool to see that. And I talked to the seniors about, like, they're a big part in that, and the fight that they had to have people come out and show out like that.
Hey, there's plenty of linebackers that have become leaders over the course of Baylor program history.
Oh.
Jones being one of them.
Mhm.
What did he mean to this program as he wraps up that chapter of his life? And then who you think could potentially take the mantle from him?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Matt. Matt, the growing up that Matt did, the man that he's become, as a parent, as a teammate, as a mentor, right? All of that is just so cool. And you know, as a player, I thought, Matt, I think early on was just kind of off instinct and off of what feels like the thing to do. And I think his football IQ is just out the roof, and that's a credit to him. I think he had to say, "Man, this is important. Hey, I'm not where I need to be with this," and I think that's put him in a position where he can play some more football somewhere else. So I'm excited for that for him. I think Keaton right now is pissed off somewhere, and so we're going to try to use that to motivate some other people to take the step forward that Keaton did for us this year. But I think he's going to be a leader for us.
Can you talk about Sawyer's performance at quarterback for you tonight?
Yeah, I thought he battled. I thought that the early on in the game, whether it's zero blitz or it's drop eight, I thought he was able to see it. He wasn't surprised by a lot. I thought he was able to put balls where they needed to be. A lot of the things were contested, and I thought the ball placement was good. I thought he was patient under pressure. He stepped up in the pocket and wasn't deterred with wide edge rushers. I thought, he took some hits and he got back up and rallied the troops. I think the best for him is yet to come. I talked to him at the end here in the locker room, and hey, dude, you had an off season last year. It ain't gonna be like this one. You're a different guy, and this is a different off season. You're the leader and the face of this team. And he knows that. You would not want anyone different leading your group than him. And so I'm excited what can come of this outcome. I think it's going to for sure motivate him.
What does the secondary group as a whole need to do to improve going into next year? We've got some people coming in. What can they do to get better?
Yeah, I think there's whether I think it's got to start with attention to detail. I think it has to start with you know a stronger care factor. I think it's got to start with um, um, finding finding examples in practice that can lead to games. I think for me, I have to do a better job of leading that group. I have to do a better job of demanding more of that group. I think that that's an area that's first and foremost in my mind. Of there's a bunch of things looking. We're losing guys in this position group and that position group and this other position group, and we're trying to address them as we speak. But in my mind, that's the group right there that's got to take the biggest step forward. You look at our O line, you look at our receivers, you look at our quarterback play. All of it just been under adversity at some point this year, and we're able to turn the corner. And we were just not able to do that with this particular group. And so it needs more attention than what it's getting right now.
When was the off season to get for y'all, and what are the next steps on that process?
Yeah, so we're having after today we're having meetings with our team. We did not have a bunch of NIL meetings prior to. We had a few, select few, prior to this game. We really wanted to focus on the game. We wanted to win this game, and so now that the game is over with, we're going to start meeting with our players, and there's contracts and all of this thing that have to get worked out. So that's starting, I think, at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the next couple of days, that's all it's going to be. And so we're going to be working on that. We've got a few more transfer portal visits to work through and fully define once everything opens up, and then we can come on back and visit with them there in Waco. And then once that team is solidified in terms of our roster, then it's about getting back into winter. The thing of this past year was football, and there's some good and bad that came with that. And I think we can be better in certain areas when the focus is so heavy on football, and I plan on doing that. But we've got to start with football from the beginning. Like I say, I think we're at a level right now. We want to break through. I think everybody wants to break through to another level, and it's going to take more focus and work by us to do that.
What was just kind of the mood in the locker room right now, and are you still proud of what y'all were able to do this season?
For sure, and it's really just we had the opportunity, and we just let it slip through our fingers. Too many self-inflicted wounds. But just super thankful for all the seniors and everything that they did for us, giving us an example to follow.
Treven, where you started and now where you ended, can you take some solace in kind of the journey overall?
I'm proud. I'm very proud to have finished, the way we did. It wasn't how we hoped, but there's still a lot more to look forward to. It's not over.
Kyler, obviously, LSU scored 34 in the first half. What do you feel like is just the toughest thing about how to stop that?
We knew they had a really good passing game going into the game, and we had prepped for a lot of stuff that we saw, and we just didn't execute. Which sucks, but it's something to fix in the future.
What was the lack of pressure? Is it, power from? Was it the ball coming out pretty fast from them? Obviously didn't get to them as much as you guys usually do.
Yeah, I think a combination of that and just having a little more people in coverage. Not necessarily bringing as many as we would like, but yeah.
Were they at all harder to scout with all the new pieces they got in? Like, did that throw you off at all?
No, I mean we knew that a few players, most of them opted out O-line wise, but I mean, they're coached well up front, so we knew that if their second group, whoever was playing, was going to be as expected.
So walking the Sawyer at the end, what does it mean to you, I guess, to look at kids, how they built, I guess, Baylor this season? What do you think?
I'm just so proud of Sawyer, and it's so cool to see how he's walked, since the season we had last year, and just through it all, he has been the same person. He has reflected on not only what he does football wise, but just like his spiritual journey has not changed at all. And I just think just having a guy like that in the locker room makes it really easy to follow. And I'm just so proud of what Sawyer did this year, and just the example that he is.
Can you try to summarize what this team, the like 3 phases of the year, 2-4, 6-game winning streak, and then this, and just what it's meant overall to the program, to dig out of the ditch?
Definitely, we have an opportunity. We changed things from last year, and there's still so much more that can be done. And we didn't win. We didn't finish how we were supposed to, but we still can go. We're still in a good spot to continue changing the culture around Baylor.
Tyler, in that third quarter when Carl poked the ball loose and Devin got it, are y'all thinking at that point, hey man, we're right in this?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we were going out in the second half. It's a game. We're gonna hit the ball. We're gonna go score, and we're gonna go play. Some of that didn't happen like we would have liked, but it was definitely a game changing play for the defense.
For both of y'all in the senior class, especially for somebody like Matt Jones, can you just talk about how much the senior class has meant?
Man, they've meant everything. The resiliency. We went through a lot last year, and it was just painful. And we started off like you said, 2-4, and it was just like, are we really gonna let it end like this? And it was just following guys like Treven, Sawyer. Like, that's really what I would say. Just resilient. Like we're not gonna let this happen again. And so, yeah, just so thankful for each and every one of them.
How do you think that, this feeling, the sadness, the way the season ended, do you think that'll carry over? Or how do you want to use the way the season ended going into next year?
I think it should give us a little chip, knowing that we had the opportunity and we didn't take it, So I think just going into the off season, it's going to give us something to build on for sure.
The block, kick, what went into that? You just come straight up the middle? Something you've been working on? What did you see there?
Yes, sir. Matt Jones did a good job. He's supposed to hit the inside number of the guy to the left of me, and I'm supposed to get through the gap. So it really worked just like we drew it up. So, yeah, kudos to Matt Jones.
Is that a great feeling when you hear that sound?
It was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Tyler, what was the message in the locker room? I guess it was brief before you guys came in.
Yeah, really just Coach Aranda saying it was just too many self-inflicted wounds, Wasn't necessarily that we didn't prep enough, we didn't scheme enough. It's just we had it in our fingers and we just let it slip,
Treven, do you have a lasting memory from this season that you'll kind of hold on to?
This moment, for sure. It's bittersweet. It wasn't a win, but it still was a culmination of everything we've put in this offseason, throughout the season. And I'm proud to have finished with the boys who accepted me and followed me as I tried to lead them.
When did you feel like you got away from the offense?
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks going out like that for sure. I would just say it's the little details that make or break a game, honestly, and we just weren't really on that today, as you saw out there. But we honed in on just the little details, and it'll be a different game. But yeah, we just gotta get better at that.
Josh, I know it's tough to take away the positives from this game, but you yourself went into a tie with Tyquan Thornton for 10th all-time in program history and receiving touchdowns. How memorable is that, the season you put together, just coming from the journey that you've been on?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a real cool feeling. I'm truly blessed to be in this position at all, first and foremost, and I just want to thank like Coach Bav, Coach Bate for really just putting me like in this position and just believing in my ability. So I'm really just grateful for it, honestly. So yeah, it's a real good feeling.
Is there anything that encapsulates the roller coaster of this game, or maybe it's just football, but when you're punt return, or it looks like you got a touchdown and it's cut back?
Yeah, like I think you hit it right on the head. I think that's just football sometimes. I look back and I saw the flag. I was like, dang. But you know what I'm saying? We can just keep on going. At the end of the day, this is a good start. Um, and then we can just kind of propel that into the next season. Just remember this hurt, remember this loss, and just fix the little details.
Gavin, do you think a game like this, the way it ended, takes away at all from all accomplished this season?
No, not at all. I mean, this game kind of significant, like it kind of puts into place of how our season was. We kind of started low and then came back up high, and that was just kind of our season. It was a fight, every game, and it was a fight this game. People thought we were out of it. We, jumped right back into it, till the end. So I don't think at all. Just kind of significance to our season.
Gavin, what was Sawyer like in the huddle? You know, even when they got down, he continued to kind of pump everybody up.
Yeah. He was
He
super. Yeah, I mean, he was the same person he always is. Just super joyful. Believing in everyone, the offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers, everyone. I mean, he's the same person. Throughout the game. First through fourth quarter. So he's kind of the spark, and he's the belief. And whenever we need someone to look to in the huddle, we look to him.
Josh, you said that a game like this could really change public perception of this program. Do you think that's what Baylor did this year?
I would have to say yeah, for sure. I think kind of like what Gavin was saying, it was a roller coaster ride. Started low, then back to high. So I think even though we lost this game, we were still in it to the very end, I believe. So I think this kind of shows like what we're about as a team, as a program, and just kind of the future trajectory of where we're gonna be moving forward type deal. So I think especially come off a 3-9 season, this is definitely a step forward, and then kind of moving forward, we're gonna kind of look to take that next step.
Gavin, for the seniors on the way out, can you just talk about what they're going to be?
Yeah, I mean, myself included, being a senior, I came in with all these guys. Josh included. We were roommates, freshman year, and so I just, I love all those guys, and I wish the best for them. I wish, myself and the seniors included could go out with a win, but I mean that's my brothers, and I'll be texting them, throughout my life. They'll be at my wedding one day, so I love those guys, and I'm sad that we couldn't go out a win, but it is what it is.
Josh, when you got it down to 10, and Drummond had that interception, you're down there. How big of a blow was that when the shotgun snap goes over?
Yeah, no, it was a super big blow. I really didn't even know what happened at first. I just kind of looked back and saw that. So we were kind of marching down on them, and we were just in that rhythm, the whole kind of deal. So it's just real unfortunate that it happened, but you know what I'm saying, that's football at the end of the day. You can't be making kind of small mistakes, little detailed things like that. So that's kind of what I was hitting on earlier. Just the little small details that kind of change the trajectory of the game.
Josh, I'm not trying to bait you, but it looked like there were some moments in the game where y'all thought LSU might have been overly handsy on defense. How tough is that when it's that physical and you're trying to get over it?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of when you're in the moment, you kind of start to get a little emotional as you're playing because this is a super physical, competitive sport. So at times you can just kind of get caught in the moment. But at the end of the day, when you're a wide receiver, when you're a goon here at Baylor, you're expected to kind of fight through the content and kind of make those plays. So you can be mad in the moment, but at the end of the day, we know that we got to just continue to fight and just continue to work to even fight through the context. So if they call it, that's cool. If they don't, then it's cool.
Right. Brandon, what do you expect to see? What do you hope to see from Baylor next year after you're done?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to come back and I'm going to see the same fight that I saw this year. With my teammates, I'm going to come back, see Josh, pumping everyone up pregame. I'm going to see Sawyer, leading how he does, and I think it's the joy that we bring to the community of Waco that I love the most, and I want to see and experience that in the stands. Next year is something that's really gonna bring a smile to my face.
Josh, how did talent into this program? Just the impact that you
Oh man, it was super huge impact. We were just meeting up with the receivers here a little bit ago, and I was just getting super emotional. Seeing that guys like Hal, Keytron, and Ashton, just seniors, and really just seeing Hal kind of just grow from freshman year to now. I mean, when he first got here, he can attest to this. He really didn't talk to nobody. He kind of kept to himself to really being like one of the biggest leaders on the offense and the whole team. So, kind of seeing that growth in him just really made me emotional, and I'm really gonna miss him. And I'm just really looking forward to his journey as he goes to the draft and all that good stuff. So
Josh, think that Ashton scored on that back of the end zone? What did it look like to you?
shoot, I thought so from my angle.
Yeah,
Personally.
I think so, but the refs didn't call it a touchdown, so it wasn't.
Josh, how disappointing was it when Bryson went down in the first quarter? How did y'all rally around each other after that? How did you respond?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
How disappointing was it when Bryson went down in the first quarter and left the game? How did you respond?
You said Brayson?
Bryson.
Oh, Bryson. Okay, sorry about that. Nah, it was really disappointing because he was having the season that he was having. He's a really key player to the program, key player to the team. So I really just hope that moving forward he can recover, get right, have a really good off season, and then just kind of do his thing moving forward. Because he's a dog at the end of the day.
Josh, Coach Aranda has been really positive about your leadership and the impact that it's had on your guys' locker room. You said you want to remember this feeling. What are you going to take into next season with the leadership that you have in this system?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to take a step even further. Not just sit back and kind of let things slide. If I see something, just kind of call it out. Yeah, I just want to kind of take that next step as a leader and just really be the guy that people look to whenever they're down or just need to talk to. Because I just want to, I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can bring to this team for the next year, especially with the younger guys coming in the receiver room as well. So just kind of looking to take that next step for sure.
I have something to say about that. Josh is one of our greatest leaders, and he's the best person on the team. And you put him in a locker room next year with whoever it's going to be. He's going to have some familiar faces, some new faces, and he's going to make real bonds with everyone. And he's going to be just a great person, a great leader. And Baylor football is in good hands with him.
Josh, you kind of carried through. You all go for it on fourth down. Do you guys get pumped up for that? It didn't work out too well tonight. Do you guys get pumped up as an offense when you go for it on fourth down?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's kind of like a comforting feeling, I guess you could say, playing with 4 downs instead of 3, knowing that you're going to get that next opportunity. And we missed on some of those chances, but I know kind of what the offense is capable of. And like I said, it's really motivating knowing that you have that extra down to play with.